Another Olympic basketball game, another FIBA chat party. I'm Michael Cerroti, welcome you in. And it is Canada and Australia, a highly anticipated matchup here in Group A. Our second Group A game of the day. We already had Spain take down Greece in a back and forth game. It was a lot of fun. Spain up by 14 at halftime. They ended up winning by 7, but it was tied in the fourth quarter. Expecting some of the same here in this one. Canada and Australia, two of the top teams here in these Olympics. Both teams are 1-0. Canada with an 86-79 win over Greece, and Australia beat Spain 92-80 in those two teams' first games. We'll get a look at the starting lineups for each team before we get underway, just about set to get started from Lille. Starting for Canada, it's Lou Dort, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Dwight Powell, RJ Barrett, and Dylan Brooks. And on the other side for Australia, Dyson Daniels, Josh Giddey, Patty Mills, Jock Landale, and Nick Kay. So 9 out of the 10 starters play in the NBA. Nick Kay is the only one that does not. He plays professionally in Japan. We welcome you in to this FIBA chat party, a place for you to get all your live stats and commentary, as well as your thoughts in the comments section. So be sure to do that as the game goes on, about this game, about the the Olympics as a whole. Already stumbling over my words. Had Spain and Greece first, and Canada and Australia just about set to get started. Australia wearing their black and green uniforms, Canada in white with black numbers and red trim. They'll be going left to right. Australia going right to left. And it is just about time for us to get started. Dwight Powell is in the center circle for Canada. Jock Landale is there for Australia. And we're underway. Canada starts the game with the basketball. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who had a big game against Greece, starts with the ball for the Canadians. He fires to Dort, misses the three, and here comes Australia with the ball for the first time. We'll get you set up with live stats shortly, and you have the score there as well on top. Josh Giddey will try a three. It's off the mark. But we have a foul come on the rebound. We just got tipped off. We are 30 seconds into this game. Again, you can head to the description to find how to watch this game live from your location. This just a chat party, so live stats and commentary, as well as somewhere for you to drop all your thoughts as Josh Giddey starts the scoring with a floater from just inside the free throw line, and Australia is on the board first. All right, we got USA fans checking into the chat. A game tomorrow against South Sudan. USA, the heavy favorite. Canada really is the team that people think has the best chance to take this USA team down. Lou Dort stepped on the end line, so it gets sent back to Australia. Patty Mills brings the ball up, playing in his 5th Olympics. Daniels fires to Landale. Now it's Mills up top, just inside the three-point line, fading away. It's off the mark, and Powell skies in for the rebound. Dylan, welcome into the chat. We got some Australia fans checking in as well, as Shai Gilgeous-Alexander sets up Canada, defended by Kay. Alexander steps back at the elbow. He is so tough to guard when dribbling the basketball. A mean step back to free up space. And he scores first for Canada. It's 2-2 early. Spain and Greece, a great game to start Group A play here today. This is the second of two games, and we get a foul. It's against Gilgeous-Alexander and Josh Giddey going to the free throw line. Both of these teams have one Olympic medal all time. Canada won silver in 1936, the first year that basketball was ever held in the Olympics. And Australia won bronze back in 2016. They're in their 16th Olympic appearance. As for Canada, they haven't qualified since the year 2000. But this is maybe the best national team Canada has ever put together. All sorts of NBA talent on this roster as Giddey goes 1 for 2 at the free throw line. Gilgeous-Alexander has to check out. He already has 2 fouls. Dwight Powell finds Dort. Up top, that is a deep 3 for Nembhard. He comes up short. Still time on the shot clock. Seemed like he did not have to take that from as far away as he was. As Giddey tries to go inside, it's off the foot of Powell. It'll stay with Australia on this end. The head coach for Australia, Brian Goorjian, he's talked about as one of the best ever in Australia's NBL. For Canada, they have Brooklyn Nets head coach Jordi Fernandez. It's tipped out of bounds, still with Australia. 11 on the shot clock, on the baseline. Josh Giddey talking with his team. It's 3-2, Australia with the early lead, just over 2 minutes gone by. Giddey gets it in the corner off the baseline inbound. Up top for Mills, he stops at the elbow. Back out for Landale, missed the 3, and Barrett tracks down the long rebound. Barrett finds Dort. A 3 from the point rattles in. Luguentz Dort, the 25-year-old of the Oklahoma City Thunder, drops in the triple. Canada with their first lead at 5-3. Here's Mills looking for the answer. A step-back 3, nothing but net. Patty Mills, the veteran, able to shake off the defender. All right, we got Philippines fans back in the chat. We've had Philippines fans in every stream so far. Dort fakes a 3, steps in, finds Barrett, who knocks it down from distance. 8-6 Canada. Daniels stops on the baseline. He's defended by Nembhard. He turns in and finishes with the left hand. Dyson Daniels, the 21-year-old Atlanta Hawk. That's a nice finish. You lost all your allowance to Greece? Yeah, Greece seems to have had a lot of bettors in that game against Spain, and a lot of it did not work out too well. Nembhard turns the baseline, he missed it, and Giddey soars in for the rebound. That chat party, a lot of people were talking about betting their allowance on Greece. Landale gets inside with the height advantage on Barrett. He goes up and over for 2. So now betting everything on Canada. All right. Down 10-8. Still early in this game. Andrew Nembhard kicks to Dort. That's a right wing 3. It's off the heel. Nembhard grabs the offensive board. Out for Brooks. Contested by Giddey. Around the rim and out. And Kay has the rebound. Mills coming down the floor. Free throw line extended left side. Landale gets it to Giddey up top. Giddey dribbling. Powell leaves him space, and Josh Giddey makes him pay. Josh Giddey puts Australia up 13-8. We're halfway through the first quarter. And we get a foul. Nembhard right in front of his bench. Goes against Dyson Daniels. Wrong bet. Was the Greece bet the wrong bet, or betting everything on Canada not good? Canada, one of the best teams in this summer's Olympics. I mean, they put together a loaded roster. They have 10 players currently playing in the NBA. as a three is up and down. It's not a there. So it is 15-11. Australia leading Canada. Dante Exum follows up the Dylan Brooks triple. Alright, you bet on Spain earlier. Getting those Euros up. There you go. Now you need Australia. Alright, we'll see what happens. A lot of people in that Greece-Spain chat party were talking about the betting odds. Not only for who would win, but a lot on the Giannis Antetokounmpo 29-point line. He ended up having just 27. Giannis had 34 points when Greece played Canada a few days ago. They really had no answers for him, as Jamal Murray is into the game for the first time, along with Trey Lyles for Canada. Dwight Powell and RJ Barrett are the ones that head to the bench. Dylan Brooks at the free throw line after getting fouled on his way to the rim. And he makes the first. Brooks, 28-year-old, he scored over 15 points per game in last year's World Cup. Canada won silver. First time winning a medal in that tournament. You're shaving your head bald if Australia wins this game. Uh-oh. We'll see what happens. Close game so far, as we expected it to be. Daniels attacking the rim. He kicks out for Exum. Exum goes baseline on the left to the right wing. Steps back, right corner, just inside the three-point line, and that's good for Dante Exum. He's been on this senior national team since 2013. He's 29 years old. In his 11th year with Australia. As Brooks dribbles it off his foot, it goes out of bounds back to Australia. We're getting another look at this Dante Exum step back. He had two defenders on him for a moment, and then he was able to shake off Lyles to knock it down. You're calling final USA against Australia. I think USA is not a lock, but definitely out of every team, they have the best chance to make the gold medal game. And Australia is a very good team. I'd say they have the third best chance to knock off USA. I think it goes Canada, and then France, and then Australia. There's a lot of talent in this summer's Olympics. Really, some of the best competition for USA we've ever seen. Nembhard gets a screen from Lyles. The pick and roll is effective as Trey Lyles puts it on the rim, and it drops down. Exum gets it across for Australia. And we have an off-ball foul. Lugens Dort is not happy with himself. 4-point deficit for Canada. Just over 3 minutes to go in the opening quarter, which has been a fast-paced one. Into the game is Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and Lugens Dort goes to the bench. Australia came to play today. They sure did. Looking good so far. Moving the ball well. Up top it's Green. To the right wing. Three-pointer is off the mark from Mills. And Nembhard has the long rebound. Nembhard trying to go around the defense, and he gets fouled by Magnay. Will Magnay, making his first national team appearance for Australia, picks up the foul. Josh Giddey back in from the bench. And Andrew Nembhard, the Indiana Pacer, headed to the free throw line for a pair. Nembhard, 24 years old, and he's making his first national team appearance in 4 years. 9.3 points per game in 2 seasons with the Pacers, after playing at Gonzaga. Nembhard good on both, makes it 19-17. Giddey races it up, gets into the paint, coast to coast. Josh Giddey lays it in. Makes it a 4-point game. Jamal Murray back outside for Alexander Walker. Now it's Nembhard. Screen from Lyles. Lyles has the mismatch down low. They'll use it. Lyles working on Green and a foul. Josh Green picks it up, and Trey Lyles headed to the free throw line. Lyles, 28 years old. He made his last Canada appearance in 2020. Just 28 years old again, but he has been on 5 different NBA teams. Right now with the Sacramento Kings, 7.7 points per game in 10 seasons in the league. Aussie all day. We'll see what happens. Right now it's Australia on top. Again, Canada and Australia, they have a good history of basketball, but these teams that they put together are some of the best we've seen for each of these nations. Giddey gets into the paint. That's a contested layup. Josh Giddey right around Trey Lyles. Nice move with the crossover. 5-point Australia lead. Josh Giddey is already into double figures with 10. Murray steps back in the corner. He's defended by Giddey. Goes up top. Nembhard pulls the trigger and knocks it down. Andrew Nembhard with a 3 from the point. It's a 2-point game. Canada shooting 50% early from distance. Turnaround. That's off from Magne. Go Canada. Alright, so a couple Canada fans, some Australia fans are here. Josh Giddey, Patty Mills will clutch. The underdog Australia. Canada just tied things up. Dylan Brooks down low. The play-by-play on the right side of your screen can be found at FIBA.basketball. Yeah, Josh Giddey is already into double figures with 10 points. He had 17 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists in Australia's win over Spain. Okay, a couple Canada fans just chatted at the same exact time. Those messages popped up with each other. Canada has just tied up this game. It's 23-23. About 90 seconds to go in the first quarter. Never celebrating early again. You can never be too sure in the first quarter, especially in the Olympics with this level of competition. Down low and a foul against Lyles. Jock Landale is headed to the stripe. Landale, 3 different teams in 3 NBA seasons. And Landale, the 28-year-old, almost 13 points per game in the 2020 Olympics. How do I see it? Who do I think will win? I think Canada's going to win this game. Not by a lot. My prediction is Canada will win this game by 7. We had Spain beat Greece earlier today by 7. So I'll take Canada by 7. I think the depth will really start to show in the second half. Great game so far, fast-paced and high-scoring. Landale goes 1 for 2 at the line. He puts Australia back on top, but by just a point. Nembhard finds Murray, running around the 3-point line. Murray, a step-back 3. That's good. Dyson Daniels defending him. It wasn't enough. A minute to go in the opening quarter. 26-24. Canada leading Australia. 16, 17 points for Josh Giddey is around what he gets. He just missed a baseline turnaround, but an offensive rebound by Landale, and he goes back up top. Canada 100-90. That's a solid prediction. I think one of these teams could definitely hit triple digits. Offensive rebound for Powell on Canadians' end. Alexander Walker missed the high floater. Giddey with the rebound. Daniels drives past Nembhard, spins to the rim, and Dyson Daniels finishes. Australia winning, we'll see. They look pretty good so far. 10 seconds left in the first. Canada basketball. The shot clock is turned off. Nembhard drives on Daniels. just inside the free throw line. He tries to draw a foul, unable to do so, and Australia does not get a shot off, and that will do it for the first quarter. Fast-paced and high-scoring. 28-26, Australia leading Canada after 10 minutes. Basketball can make a comeback easier than football/soccer. It definitely. Basketball is a game of runs, and we could see one of those in the second quarter as well as the second half. But Australia, they came to play today. 28 points in the first quarter, a 2-point lead over Canada after the first 10 minutes. Definitely a close game after one quarter of play. Let's go Australia. All right, Drizzy Goat is loving Australia through one quarter. Great game so far. Group A is a very competitive group. Spain, Greece, Canada, and Australia. Again, the top two teams will make it into the knockout stage out of each group, as well as the top two third-place teams. Australia playing better with better ball movement and better shots. Yeah, Jonathan, I agree. They're moving the ball really well, especially in transition. They're getting the ball up the floor, but it's not just one player racing it up. They're moving it well. Next quarter will be even, and then a pull away in the third. Would love to see another close quarter because this makes it a whole lot more entertaining. Less defense in the second half due to foul trouble. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander only played the first couple minutes and then had to step out with 2 fouls. He's back in to start the second quarter. He only played 1 minute and 44 seconds. After picking up his second foul, he had to go to the bench. Yeah, Jonathan, I have no idea why the NBA claims to be world champions. It's a great question. They are USA champions when you win the NBA, not world champions, because it is the National Basketball Association, not international. The Olympics is really where you prove you're world champions, not the NBA. So we'll see what USA can do. I mean, they are favorites to become world champions, but they don't have that title quite yet. Giddey tries a step-back three and nails it. Josh Giddey is feeling it early, 13 points. Jamal Murray takeover in the fourth quarter. Okay. Jamal Murray seeing limited action, dealing with an injury. He is in the game right now. He's got the ball at the elbow, defended by Giddey. Murray tries a step back. He already made one of those today from the same spot, but this time it's off. Yeah, if this Australia team had Ben Simmons, they'd be really dangerous. Add a little height into their backcourt. Patty Mills throws one up. It's off the mark, but an offensive rebound for Landale. Giddey skips it to the corner. Three-pointer around and out. Down the other way, it's SGA. Gilgeous-Alexander goes to the post. Fade away on Giddey. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is so tough to guard. Let's go, Canada. Angela rooting hard for the Canadians here today. Ooh, a small tournament with championship teams from different leagues. That would be pretty cool. I think the NBA would definitely have the upper hand, though. Landale thought he had an and one down low, but the foul comes before the shot. It's against Kelly Olynyk, who's in for the first time. (31-28) the count. Australia with the lead. 8:19 to go in the second quarter. Australia sure does mean business today. Brian Goorjian, the head coach, one of the best to ever do it in the NBL. Showing off the coaching skills on the national stage as well. Here's a 3 off the screen. It's missed by Mills. Dort, baseline attack. He draws the foul and puts it in off the glass. It's against Josh Giddey, and Luguentz Dort going to the free throw line, trying to make it a 3-point play. Can tie the game if he does so. Luguentz Dort having a very solid game so far. Already 5 points. 2 of 4 from the field. Rims are stiff. Make it 6 for Dort. He converts on the 3-point play. 31-31. Yeah, I can't really tell what the rims are like from this point of view. Trying to go inside, and Nick Kay throws it over the head of Jock Landale. Back to Canada with this game even. Powell comes into the backcourt with Australia showing full court press, and now Murray walks it across. Murray for Gilgeous-Alexander at the elbow. He's defended tightly by Mills. SGA without taking a dribble. Shake and bake. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander just working down Patty Mills, and eventually he steps in and banks it in to put Canada on top. Australia will outmuscle Canada for the win. I do like Australia's size. They have Dyson Daniels and Josh Giddey in the backcourt, adding some height. Daniels stepping back for a 3. Almost banked it in. It's saved inbounds up ahead for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. 4-on-3 the other way for Canada. Murray fakes 1-3, takes another, and he missed it from the corner. And we have a foul. That's against Kelly Olynyk, his second. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander with a nice move to put Canada on top 33-31, and a timeout on the floor. 6:53 to go in the second quarter. Canada, they fought back 33-31, but a very great game so far. Patty Mills bringing the experience, 35 years old, playing in his 5th Olympics, and he's averaged over 20 points per game in each of the last 3. Valantis, welcome in to this FIBA chat party. Couple Shai Gilgeous-Alexander fans. He's made a couple nice moves. 6 points. Big game for him. 21 points, 7 assists, and 5 rebounds in Canada's opener against Greece. Then it was a 7-point win. Gilgeous-Alexander has played less than 5 minutes today, but already with 6 points, and he has not missed. It was Australia that called the timeout. Going down by 2, RJ Barrett checks back in for Canada. Australia playing more team ball. They definitely are. They work together. Canada a little more isolation, especially with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander just going to work with the dribble moves. But hey, if it works, it works, and it has been so far in these Olympics. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, his isolation ball is so dangerous. Patty Mills gets a screen, and Nick Kay rolls off it for the jam. Right on cue, the ball movement from Australia leads to a dunk. Patty Mills and Nick Kay running the pick and roll to perfection. Gilgeous-Alexander working on Landale, and a foul up top. Nope, it's actually a traveling violation Shea Gilgeous-Alexander walked with it, trying to get around Landale, and it goes back to Australia. Murray 0 for 3. He did hit 1. He is 1 for 3. Canada, no center. I mean, Canada's got some height, but no true center like some other teams have. Dwight Powell is really the man in the middle. Kelly Olynyk as well. RJ Barrett pops a long 2, and it hit every part of the rim possible and went in. Canada's play isn't sustainable unless SGA goes hot. Yeah, they need the shooters to warm up. But if they're missing the shots, then Canada's really got no chance. Duop Reith just tied this up for Australia down low in transition. Lost 3,000 on Greece. What is with these big bets on Greece? Spain had other plans. Olynyk dribbles out of traffic. He leaves a long 2 short. Rebounding important, it really is. Canada doesn't have great rebounding. Dante Exum, the lane just cleared for him, and he goes all the way in for a layup. 37-35, timeout Canada. Yeah, if Zach Edey was still a part of this team, I think Canada would be even better. Obviously, he doesn't have too much experience playing with this level of competition, but at 7'4", would add another level of rebounding that Canada does not currently have. He was planning on playing, but the NBA Summer League became his priority, so decided to step away from the national team. This game's a wrap for Australia. Already? We're only in the second quarter. I don't know if Australia has it claimed just yet, but they are looking good so far. Up by 2, we're about halfway through the second quarter. Once Edey joins Canada national team, they'll be scary. What I like even more about the delayed appearance for Zach Edey is he's going to get experience in the NBA before he touches the court for a national team. So he'll have experience down low playing against the best of the best. And when he comes to this Canadian national team, he's just going to add another layer of rebounding down low to go along with these young guards that Canada already has, like SGA, RJ Barrett, Luguentz Dort, Jamal Murray, almost left his name out. Him in Memphis is dangerous too. Yeah, they got a nice squad they've built up, a young team. Joe Ingles is the key. All right, we'll see what Joe Ingles can add to this Australia team at 36 years old, also playing in his 5th Olympics. Big on Edey? Yeah, I mean, I used to not be big on Edey, but his development at Purdue is really impressive, so I think he could be a difference maker for Canada and the Memphis Grizzlies in the NBA. Nice save on the end line by Patty Mills, and then Luguentz Dort does the same exact thing on the baseline for Canada. Barrett brings it the other way, going 1-on-3, almost a turnover, but Dylan Brooks saves it. He finds Barrett in the corner. Barrett goes baseline against Mills, and he scores over Nick Kay, and we're tied again. Mills is better than Brooks. Patty Mills has some of the best Olympics. He's top 10 in Olympic scoring all time for any nation, and he's got some of the best experience out of any player ever in the Olympics. Would have been better for Zach Edey to play for Canada. I would have liked to see him out on the floor. Obviously, Summer League is a great way to develop before heading into the NBA, but would have been a lot of fun to see Zach Edey out here playing for Team Canada. Dante Exum heads to the bench. Canada basketball. Just over 4 minutes to play in the first half. Nembhard finds Barrett on the left wing. He's defended by Daniels. Barrett backs his way into the paint. Rejected by Dyson Daniels. Daniels across. Defended by Powell. Now he finds Green. Mills coming off the screen, pops a three, and he's fouled. 3 foul shots coming for Patty Mills. Mills, an NBA veteran of 16 years, almost 9 points per game in his career. He's been on 5 different teams, but he played for the Spurs for 10 years. Mills, a big reason why this team is even in the Olympics. 18.6 points per game, 5.2 rebounds, and 5 assists in the 2023 World Cup. Australia finished first in the Oceania region, so enough to qualify them for these Olympics. Kelly Olynyk getting no minutes. I think he's just gassed out there. Olynyk, 33 years old. I think he might just be tired out on the court. What a battle. Yeah, we've had a great game so far. Canada and Australia. Obviously a highly anticipated matchup, as I said at the start. Living up to the hype so far. Patty Mills good on all his free throws. And now in this game, he has moved up to number 6 all-time in Olympic scoring. 40-37, Australia leading Canada. With 4 minutes to go in the second quarter. They fire inside for RJ Barrett. He missed the layup, and Dwight Powell follows it with a jam. An emphatic putback for Dwight Powell. Kick and a corner 3 is off the mark from Jack McVeigh. Patty Mills has 8 points. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is ready to check back in at the next whistle. Brooks missed it. We get a foul. Jonathan, the last time Jamal Murray played for Team Canada was 2015. So it has been 9 years. He played in the Pan Am Games, and that was the last time Jamal Murray appeared for this national team. So definitely a lack of chemistry with all these guys who have been on the team in recent years. Dillon Brooks at the free throw line. Good on the first and second. He's up to 9 points today. Puts Canada on top 41-40, just over 3 to play in the first half. Angela is still pulling for Canada. Love the spirit. Match is giving you shivers. Yeah, this is a nerve-wracking game for fans of both these nations. Daniels dancing with it, gets around Powell, and a high arcing layup off the glass drops in for Dyson Daniels. That's a nice move. Gilgeous-Alexander trying to shake off Green. Screen from Powell. He missed it long. Powell tips it back up. It won't go. And the rebound for McVeigh. Giddey gets to the elbow and snatches back. He's got Powell defending, and we have a foul as Josh Giddey was making his move. It's against Dwight Powell. Yeah, that was a nice follow-up jam by Dwight Powell. The 33-year-old has looked good in these Olympics. Averaged just over 5 points per game in last year's World Cup. Already looking better this year. Off the inbound, Giddey finds Daniels, and Canada was asleep. Dyson Daniels throws it down. Canada has a heck of a team. NBA players galore. Yeah, they do, but they play isolation basketball, which is not always the answer. And Australia playing really well together. Up by 3. Under 2 minutes to go in the second. Australia with the height advantage will lead them to the win. Big size advantage for Australia. That's the one thing I have doubts of Canada for. is their lack of size. I mean, Dwight Powell is 6'11", but not exactly a physical big man down low. Same with Kelly Olynyk. Nice move by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander to get to the rim and lay it in with the left hand. Yeah, obviously having the NBA talent always helpful, and Canada has 10 active players, but the coaching and the team chemistry, a lot more important than just having the talent and the names. Dillon Brooks racing to the rim. No foul called, a lot of contact down there. Australia has it the other way, a 4-on-4, as Brooks and Daniels are late to get back. There's a three, good for Jack McVeigh. The 28-year-old of the Tasmania Jack Jumpers knocks it down from the right wing. Bigger odds win today? As a Celtics fan, Isoball is the answer. 2024 champs. But EC, remember, that's not world champs. As we were talking about earlier, NBA champions just claim to be the world champions, but you really gotta beat teams from across the world to get that title. But we'll take it from you. Isoball might be the answer, but Canada showing why it might not be. Down by 4. Giddey, long three with the shot clock winding down is off, and a foul on the rebound goes against Landale. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander boxed him out. Checking back in for Australia is Nick Kay. 32.9 ticks on the second quarter timer. Appreciate everyone tuning in to this FIBA chat party, Canada and Australia in the second game of the day. Clock winding down on the first half. Gilgeous-Alexander a step back at the block, and he's into double figures with 10. Shot clock is turned off. SGA makes it a 2-point game. Giddey dribbling near the timeline. Gets a screen from Green. Giddey into the paint. The runner drops in with 5 seconds left. Puts Australia up 49-45. Murray heaves at the buzzer, and it's off the backboard and will not drop. 49-45 is the halftime score. Australia leading Canada. Fast-paced, high-energy game and a high-scoring one between two of the top teams in the 2024 Olympics. My opinion on the game so far, this is a lot of fun. Australia is looking good. They're playing really well together. Canada taking the right shots, getting good buckets, but a lot of isolation ball being played, especially with Dillon Brooks and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Canada's still playing well, though. You have to credit them for what they're doing offensively. 45 points in the first half. Not easy to do. So first half stats, Josh Giddey, 15 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists for Australia. Big first half for him. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander leading the way for Canada with 10 points. He's 5 of 6 from the field. Dillon Brooks has 9 to go along with it. Great game so far between Canada and Australia. Talent versus team play. That is a great way to put it. Yeah, obviously Canada has all the NBA talent they could possibly want. Maybe not Zach Edey, but most of the NBA talent they could want. Not really playing together too much. The chemistry a little low. Australia, on the other hand, with some NBA veterans playing really well together. Josh Giddey especially feeding his teammates and creating for himself. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander dribbling and 4 Canadians standing doing nothing. Yeah, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander just goes to work dribbling, but hey, if it works, it works. He's 5 of 6 from the field. It's not like he's chucking up bad shots. Just about even. See Canada winning the next half by 10 plus. Australia will have a lot of turnovers. I think... Oh, alright. Apparently Sam is wrong. Told you guys Australia was winning. You just know every bet. There you go. You'll just be making all the money if you always know the right bets. I think Canada will come out with more energy than Australia, but I think Australia will still stay out in front, if that makes any sense. Because Canada moves quick, especially Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He's just plays with a lot of pace. But Australia, they're taking their time with the basketball, getting late in the shot clock, moving the ball around, finding the right shot, and it is working so far. 49-45, a great first half. Canada losing right now. We'll see if that keeps up. Both teams trying to remain undefeated in the Olympics. They're 1-0. Australia beat Spain 92-80. Canada beat Greece 86-79 in Group A. Alright, 3 Australia fans in the chat, all back to back. Appreciate that, Jonathan. Doing my best to keep everyone entertained here in this chat party. Again, if you want to watch the game, you can check the description for how to watch from your location. Unfortunately, we don't have the streaming rights. But these chat parties are always a good way to get everyone's thoughts, and you still get the live stats and commentary. Chat parties for all Olympic games for men's and women's basketball. Go Australia, the Boomers out to play today. 49-45, the halftime score. Yeah, NBA is definitely the best league in the world. I mean, world basketball has most definitely caught up in recent years, and I don't think there's any saying otherwise, because USA has a loaded roster this year, stacked up and down with talent, yet they don't have an easy road to gold. They are the gold medal favorites, but a lot of competition in these Olympics. So, there are European basketball players taking over the NBA. World basketball has really made a rise and started to come onto the scene in the last few years. EC, I appreciate that. Who has the most fouls? It is 5 fouls to get fouled out in FIBA basketball. Josh Giddey has 2 personal fouls. Josh Green has 2 fouls. Everyone else for Australia has 1 or 0. For Canada, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Kelly Olynyk have 2 fouls each. But yeah, 5 fouls to get fouled out. Not too many whistles in the first half, just a fast-paced game. 20 minutes of game time only took about 40 minutes of real time, so a very quick first half. We'll see how the second half goes. We're just a few minutes away from getting started. Oh, good question there in the chat. Who y'all got in the finals? The gold medal game, who will it be? Me personally, I'm going to take USA, and I'm going to take the host nation, France. Victor Wembanyama looked really good in France's comeback win over Brazil. Do a commentary on the halftime show. They took it off. It went to commercial. I was hoping to do that because there was a guy dribbling, doing all sorts of crazy moves, spinning the ball on his finger. I wanted to, but then we went to a commercial break. One of these 2 teams could potentially be in the finals. Absolutely, yeah. Canada and Australia could definitely make it. There's no doubt about that. I think of all the teams that have a chance to knock off USA, it would be Canada first, France second, and Australia third. I would not be surprised if one of these 2 teams playing right now makes it into the finals. EC, I agree. The 3-second FIBA rule is awesome. Or no 3-second rule, I should say. because now the defense can really protect the paint more. You don't have to force the big men out. Yeah, I really like it. It's been a lot of fun in these Olympics to see how the big guys go about it. Imagine the U.S. loses to South Sudan. That'd be incredible. That would be really cool. I mean, South Sudan is a great story. It's a nation that's only 13 years old. And if they can knock off USA, it'd be the biggest win in their sports history. I mean, they lost to them by 1 in an exhibition. USA did not have Kevin Durant, but still, South Sudan, they were playing confident basketball and put up a great fight. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has not made a 3 yet. He has 5 from inside the arc. Yeah, LeBron flexing, game winner, is just a warm-up against South Sudan. Yeah, LeBron decided to randomly take over against South Sudan. Now with Kevin Durant, it could be a different story because he adds so much to a team. 23 points in USA's opener against Serbia. He had 21 in the first half alone. He didn't even miss. He was 8 of 8 on field goals, 5 of 5 on threes in the first half for 21 points in the first 20 minutes. All right, we are just about set to get started for the second half. We'll see if they go with the starting lineups. Again, the starters for Canada were Dort, Gilgeous-Alexander, Powell, Barrett, and Brooks. For Australia, it was Giddey, Mills, Daniels, Landale, and Kay. So we'll see if those 10 start the second half as well. Josh Giddey leading the way for Australia. He is having a great game. Scored almost 20 points per game to go along with 5 rebounds and 6 assists in the 2023 World Cup. Again, Australia qualified directly through the World Cup, being the first team out of the Oceania region. Canada was first in North America, so they also directly qualified. Yeah, easy money sniper, a nightmare to other teams. He's just so hard to guard. I mean, he's a 6'11 point guard, basically. He can shoot the ball really well. He can get to the rim in just a couple steps. Kevin Durant is really difficult to guard. Also, let me go completely on a tangent here. But I'm looking at an angle right now, and you can see all the fans from behind. I have noticed that at these Olympics, almost none of these fans are on their phones. It is very interesting to see that they are just living in the moment. I feel like at an NBA game or a college basketball game in the United States, most people are recording all the big moments, but a lot of these people are just taking in the action and watching with their own 2 eyes. Really cool to see. Both teams are out on the floor warming up. Canada and Australia in a tight game through the first 20 minutes. 49-45. Australia on top. We were expecting a good one. I believe the spread was set at 4.5 points. It was something close. And we are right along that number. A 4-point lead at the halftime break for the Boomers after an impressive showing from Josh Giddey and co. for head coach Brian Goorjian. Goorjian coached this Australia team from 2001 to 2008, and then he returned as the Australian head coach in 2020. The head coach for Canada is Jordi Fernandez, who's the head coach of the Brooklyn Nets. He was a former assistant coach for Spain and Nigeria, where he coached in the 2020 Olympics. Now on the sideline for the Canadians, and he's got a loaded roster here in these 2024 Olympics. All right, let's get score predictions right before we get set for the second half. 49-45 Australia. Will they stay on top? Does Canada have a comeback in them? What is everyone thinking for the second half? What will be the final between these two teams? I still think Canada's got a comeback in them. I think Shai Gilgeous-Alexander will bring the energy along with RJ Barrett, and I think their speed could end up being the difference. Obviously, Australia has a big height advantage, which will really help them down the stretch, but the speed, energy, and stamina will prove to be big in the second half, I think, for Canada. Is that a 5 or a 6? I can't see. That's a 5. 70-50. Australia? You think Canada's got 5 more points in them? Alright, could end up being an Australia blowout. We'll see what happens. Kuya-sam, I appreciate that. As I was saying, world basketball has really come a long way. Not only in Europe, I know the European players have started to take over the NBA, but you can think about Canada. Leo Routens was the first scholarship player in United States college basketball ever, starting at Minnesota and transferring to Syracuse. And now he's back in Canada as the Toronto Raptors broadcaster, but when he played his college basketball, he put Canada on the map, had a tip-in to win the first Big East championship for Syracuse, first-round draft pick to the 76ers playing with Dr. J, had a long career as a coach, and again now with the Toronto Raptors on the broadcast team. So Canada has really come a long way now with some NBA stars. Canada should play better in the second half. Yeah, I think the guard play could end up being big for the Canadians. We're just about set to get started. Noah Eagle and Dwayne Wade, the broadcasters on the official live stream, are doing their first half wrap and introducing us into the second half. Jock Landale over 6.5 rebounds. What's he at now? Oh, Landale already at 7 rebounds. His line was 6.5 and he beat it in the first half. Yikes. Happy as long as the U.S. doesn't win gold medal? Well, we'll see what happens. U.S. probably has the best roster. It's just a matter of if they can play together in these Olympics. SGA will go off in the second half and lead Canada to a comeback win. Australia's got this. Alright, some mixed comments coming in to start the second half. Baseline inbound for Australia. Patty Mills had a steal and then had it knocked back out of bounds. Stays with Australia, 16 on the timer. We're back underway. The inbound went to Josh Giddey, and we had an immediate whistle. Minus 23 and Nigeria won. That is crazy. On a spread that big. Drizzy Goat saying Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. All I can think of when I see that is the new Outback Steakhouse commercial. That's all that comes to mind. Patty Mills has to be close to the most Olympics by an athlete in basketball. Yeah, he's making his 5th appearance, and he's 6th in scoring all time in the Olympics, I believe. Definitely top 10. Rods, you can head to the description to find out how to watch from your location. We don't have the streaming rights, but in the description there's a link with all the information how to watch the Olympics from wherever you are in the world. Aussie, 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 oi, oi, oi. That's all that comes to mind. Rudy Fernandez is in his 6th Olympics for Spain. He made a couple clutch threes earlier to beat Greece. Outback is fire. RJ Barrett trying a 3. Yeah, I saw Aussie in the chat, and it's all I thought of was steak, even though it is Not even 8:30 in the morning for me yet. Out of bounds, last touch by Landale. It goes back to Australia. 8:27 left in the third. 51-47 is the lead for Australia. You're Australian, not cringe enough to do the oi 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 nonsense. Oh man, you gotta show off the Australian pride. Dylan Brooks goes into the lane, and while fading out of bounds, he drops it in with the right hand. Makes it a 2-point game. Brooks into double figures now, 11 points. Giddey skipping into the lane, and he lost it. Went off his knee. Back to the Canadians. That was a nice shot from Dylan Brooks. On the left baseline, he finished with the right hand while bringing himself out of bounds. Jordy Fernandez calling the shots from the Canada sideline as Shai Gilgeous-Alexander brings the ball up. And here comes the set piece. He finds Barrett up top. He's defended by Giddey. Drives in with the offhand, missed it. Powell snatches the offensive rebound and he gets fouled. Dwight Powell has been active on the glass today. 8 rebounds for Dwight Powell. He has just 2 points. 4 of those rebounds have come on the offensive end. Brooks is overrated. There are a lot of Dylan Brooks haters out there, but that was a nice move he just made, I have to say.
Tell me where you at in your location. We got drinks and we killing by the cases. I don't remember names, only know the faces.
Talking about Leo Routens earlier, he checked into the stream from the studios in Canada where he's covering this game. Dwight Powell makes it a 1-point game at the free throw line. Alright, our pregame poll has completed. 64% of you said Canada would win. I think that's a 6. Yeah, that's a 6. Gotta check my eyes. 64%. 35 said Australia would win. They're up 51-50. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander just changed that. Canada goes back on top. 52-51. Another jumper off the bounce for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. 6 of 7 from the field. 12 points for the star guard SGA. 3 minutes gone in the third quarter. Landale kicks back out. Giddey a right wing 3. That's pure for Josh Giddey. Can't believe Greece lost. That was a great game. Incredible comeback by Greece, just not enough. Barrett, top of the key 3, off the heel and in. Brooks seems like a nice guy off the court. Yeah, he does get a lot of hate. But he's been playing well for Canada so far. Where are you from? I am from New Jersey in the United States. Takeaway by Powell. Dort races the other way. Barrett transition 3. Left it short. And Giddey grabs the miss. Barrett with a rebound and he slows it down. Finds Gilgeous-Alexander, who slows it down, sets it up. Screen from Barrett. Barrett pops off it, cross-court pass. Dort fakes a right wing 3, steps into it now, and drills it. Lou against Dort forces the Australia timeout. 58-54. Canada has flipped the script in the third quarter. It was a 4-point lead to start the third for Australia, and now it's a 4-point lead for Canada, just about 4 minutes in. A new poll in the chat. Who wins the gold here in the men's basketball tournament? Will it be USA or will someone else make USA step aside. The Americans are going for their 5th straight gold medal, but can someone else do it? Could we see an upset? Finally, we can catch our breath. That was a stretch of just over 4 minutes of back and forth action, and Canada uses that into a 4-point lead. My country's a beast in sports. USA is good at most sports, not all. Soccer, we're not a powerhouse at all. Basketball, though, USA, again, going for 5 straight gold medals. How many assists does RJ Barrett have? He has 3. 12 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists for RJ Barrett. Shea, too good. SGA is so talented with the basketball in his hands. Let's go Australia. Let's go Canada. Let's go Australia. We got this. Absolutely love when fans of both nations are here in the chat. 58-54. This has been a great game, living up to the hype. Nickeil Alexander-Walker is back in for Canada. Dylan Brooks has to go to the bench. He just picked up his 3rd foul. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, so arrogant. He's coming down the floor right now. SGA turns. Good defense by Daniels, walling him off on the baseline. Here comes the double team. He finds Barrett, bounce pass down low for Powell, and the reverse layup puts Canada up by 6. Shea's not even that good. I don't know, he's pretty good in my eyes. 30 points per game last season for the Thunder. Now, I don't know if he's one of the best in the league, but Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, definitely a top young talent in the world. 26 years old. He was 2nd in last year's World Cup with 26.3 points per game. Dante Exum going to the free throw line to shoot a pair. He scored 9 points per game in the 2020 Olympics. Been on this national team since 2013. 6.1 points per game in 8 NBA seasons. Serbia or USA will win the tournament. They had a pretty good game in their debuts. USA pulled away in the end, but Serbia hung around for a while. Kevin Durant and LeBron James just ended up being too much. 3 is up from the right wing, missed by Alexander Walker. Powell keeps it alive. Barrett, the back down into the paint. Barrett is fouled. That's against Jack McVeigh. Yeah, Joel Embiid is from Cameroon. The home fans of France wanted him to play for the French squad, but he's running it with USA. $10K on Team USA to win gold. I hope for your sake that USA is right on cue with the predictions and they can win gold. Kem Birch has checked in for the first time today for Canada. One of the 2 players on this national team not in the NBA. A former player is Kem Birch. He played 6 seasons in the league. South Sudan can go to the finals. They have an underrated team. One of the players I really like, not one of the stars, is Kaman Maluach, who will be a freshman at Duke University next year, one of the top prospects in the world. RJ Barrett with an alley-oop. Kem Birch missed it, but Shai Gilgeous-Alexander follows. It's an 8-point Canada lead. Carlik Jones, too, of South Sudan, the point guard, came out of Louisville. Is a great scorer despite being undersized. SGA bounces inside, and Barrett gets fouled against Jock Landale. RJ Barrett going to the line for two. He can make this a double-digit lead. Serbia has a good chance. I don't know. I mean, they definitely did hang around, but I think Nikola Jokic he's by far the best player, and I'm not sure the supporting cast is enough for Serbia. The plus-minus for Jokic was an even 0, and with him not on the floor, Serbia was minus 26. So I think that goes to show that they really need him on the floor, and obviously you can't get one player for 40 minutes. So I don't know if Serbia has enough depth. Germany's getting nothing after winning last year's World Cup. Germany could make a run. Led by Dennis Schroeder. Germany stunned USA in the semifinals of the World Cup last year and went on to win gold. USA ended up taking fourth. 66-58. Exum just made it 66-60. 6-point lead for the Canadians, just over 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Australia with 11 turnovers. Canada just 7 today. Exum was a nice floater inside from the elbow. (66-60), and Canada has the basketball back. Barrett, left wing. Screen from Birch, and he threw it away right into the hands of Kay. Now Exum jogs it up for Australia. Exum goes to the corner. Dump off. It's tipped around. Did it drop into the bottom of the hoop? It did. Nick Kay made the layup, and then it got tapped from the bottom of the net, but it had already gone in. So 2 points for Nick Kay. Exum pretty underrated. Yeah, he's got good court vision. Does Dante Exum. 66-62. 6-0 run for Australia makes it a 4-point game. Why is Giddey just sitting there? Needs to be brought in. Josh Giddey taking a break. The officials are going to the replay monitor to make sure that shot dropped into the bottom of the hoop. So what happened is it was a layup by Nick Kay. Looked like it was going in. And then Jock Landale is the one who hit it out from the bottom of the net. And they will not overturn the call. So it is still 2 points for Nick Kay, and the score remains 66-62. Canada with the lead, 2:59 left in quarter number 3.
Standing on the stage, got the whole place rocking. It's popping, no stopping. Standing on the stage, got the whole place watching. Vacation, hotel hopping. I'm a big deal, I'm a big deal. I'm a big deal, I'm a big deal. Standing on the stage, got the whole place rocking. I'm a big deal, I'm a big deal. Worldwide on the scene, I'm a big deal. Everybody know me, I'm a big deal. Main event everywhere, I'm a big deal.
We are back underway. Canada basketball with a 4-point lead. FIBA women, I think USA has by far the best team. 8 straight gold medals. And another loaded roster. Jamal Murray just missed a left wing 3. I think a pass just hit the rim from half court. That was Dyson Daniels. I think he was looking for a full court pass down the floor and it hit off the rim. It almost went in. 68-62, Canada coming the other way. Kem Birch down low, good defense in the paint by Australia. Exum defended high by Murray. Here comes the screen. Exum uses it, gets to the block, off the mark. It's tipped out, still alive, catches at the free throw and gets to the it in for two. The lead back down to 4. We are going back and forth between Canada and Australia. Australia has a good team in the women's side. Spain's got a good team. It's tough to tell because USA is, in my eyes, so far ahead of the rest that it's tough to compare the teams. But Australia has a good squad. China, always pretty high up in the women's rankings. Josh Giddey has checked back into the game. Josh Green also comes off the bench. Yeah, the drone camera angle that threw me off. Basketball Maven, I was not expecting to see that. I mean, if they do it for a play, that's alright, but I saw it for 4 plays and I was a little confused. Couldn't tell if it was a replay or not. Canada ball after the break, 68-64, just over a minute to go in the third. Alexander Walker finds Murray, top of the key, to the right wing for Barrett. Defended by McVeigh. Barrett spins into the paint. That's a nice move by RJ Barrett. 6-point lead. Giddey gets a screen from Kay. McVeigh, catch and shoot. Right wing 3 is good for the 6'8 forward. Jack McVeigh makes it a 1-possession game. Barrett left wing. 30 seconds left. And he turned it over. It goes out of bounds though after RJ Barrett took it away. We'll see who they get it last off of. Canada's problem is they're too little. Canada is a guard-heavy team, which is both good and bad because they are quicker than their competition but a lot smaller. And they struggle to get rebounds. Patty Mills has just checked back in. He's bringing the ball up right now. 1 second separating the shot and game clock. And Dort rips it away from Giddey. Luguentz Dort all alone on a fast break for a 2-hand jam. Giddey, 3 seconds left in the quarter. McVeigh, same spot, same result. He hit another 3 from the right wing, and that's a big one. 72-70 at the end of the third quarter. Jack McVeigh beats the third quarter buzzer to make it a 2-point game. Canada goes for 27 points in the third, and we are heading to the final 10 minutes with a 72-70 game. Murray will hit 2+ threes in the fourth. Jamal Murray catching fire when they need it most. Yeah, they make up for the lack of size, San Antonio, with the athleticism and shooting. It's really the speed that I think separates Canada from their competition. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander with the ball, and then RJ Barrett off the ball too. Yeah, Jack McVeigh of all people hitting 2 straight right wing threes. McVeigh had 10 points per game in last year's World Cup Asian qualifiers. He's another one on the Tasmania Jack Jumpers with Will Magnay, both a part of that team. Yeah, Lugens Dort with the takeaway and jam late in the quarter there. 2,500 with a Canada win. Yeah, this is a great game. Second great game of the day, both in Group A. Boomers aren't going anywhere. You don't have to worry about that. They will play with a lot of fire. Josh Giddey assists. He has 5. Great game today for Josh Giddey. 18 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. As a team, Australia has 14 turnovers. Canada with just 9. Canada for gold? Okay. Yeah, Canada has, I wouldn't say a good chance, but of all teams, I think Canada has probably the best chance to knock off USA. Yeah, Murray is still dealing with the injury, so playing limited minutes at the Olympics. He is in to start the 4th. Canada won't win gold? Yeah, this is a close game for Canada. Gilgeous-Alexander has it at the elbow, kick out Nembhard, and right back to SGA left elbow. Gilgeous-Alexander threw a double team, hit every part of the backboard and rim. I don't know how it goes down. Every time for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and he is shaking his head and throwing his hands in the air. He doesn't know either. Threw a double team, free throw line extended, and SGA hit the glass and iron, and it dropped in. Dylan Brooks will take over in the 4th. Canada to score 6+. We're a minute in to the final quarter. 4-point lead for Canada. SGA is crazy. Yeah, he just makes things happen somehow. I mean, a heavily contested shot from a terrible angle, and he somehow got it to go. He just makes plays that don't seem humanly possible. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has Canada out to a 4-point lead late. Both teams shooting 50% or above. Brooks on the right wing. He's got Landale on him. Brooks, nowhere to go with it. He throws it up with one hand, but a traveling violation is called first. Tenth turnover of the game for Canada. Australia has 14. Dyson Daniels gives it up for Giddey. The two young guards that work together in the backcourt for Australia. Now it's Landale backing down Powell, and that is just unstoppable. Jock Landale backing down Dwight Powell, throwing the body around right to the basket. Should have brought Shaedon Sharpe over Jamal Murray battling with the injury. Deep 3 away, and Andrew Nembhard left it short. Did RJ Barrett play? Yeah, RJ Barrett has played 19 minutes. He has 20 points. I haven't heard Shaedon Sharpe's name too much, but he is such an athlete. He really would fit this Canada team. An athletic guard around 6'5". Really would fit the mold of the style that Canada's been playing in their first 2 games. Daniels gets a screen from Landale. They swing it around to Giddey in the corner. Giddey contested by Brooks. Missed it. SGA the rebound. A lead pass for Murray. And Murray missed it. Good defense in transition for Australia. ahead green. He was looking for the pass to K, and it was tipped out of bounds by Gilgeous-Alexander. Eric, welcome into the chat. Lugens Dort is back in. Trust SGA, just let him go to work. They for Mills, screen from Landale. Mills, good ball movement. Giddey left her pass to the corner, but Green missed it after stepping in for a 2. Murray brings it up for Canada. Yeah, Murray is not having a good game shooting the basketball. He kicks it this time for Brooks. Now a baseline attack. Dort tripped. Murray trying a no-look pass, and Mills tipped it. Jamal Murray is 1 of 6 from the field for 3 points. Dwight Powell heads to the bench. 6 on the shot clock for Canada. Dort gets a screen from Birch. Dort, the dump off. Birch, he missed it, got his own rebound though, keeps it alive. Shot clock resets 14. Birch down low, and this time he drops it in. Kem Birch of Basket Girona in Spain with the second effort to put Canada up 4. Basketball News Australia team, welcome into this chat party. Hope you're enjoying the game so far, down by 4. Murray's building a brick house. How did Murray make the NBA? Yeah, that is kind of a crazy thing to say. One bad game shooting. SGA and Josh Giddey exchanging some words. It's all a joke. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Josh Giddey, backcourt mates for 4 years on the Oklahoma City Thunder. And SGA, before this game, said he was really looking forward to this matchup. These two players know each other's game so well. SGA even said it's like the back of his hand. So a super interesting matchup. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Josh Giddey exchanging some words and laughs. SGA at the free throw line, and he missed both. So the score remains 76-72. Canada leading Australia. Giddey grabs the rebound after the missed free throw. Recover your allowance after the Greece loss. Australia has a better chance to beat US and Serbia. I think Australia has what it takes to beat USA. I think they have the size that USA might have some trouble with if these two teams were to face off. Yeah, both free throws missed for Gilgeous-Alexander. Australia just giving away free fouls. You have to avoid that late in the game. We're about halfway through the fourth quarter. Got to clean up on the fouls. You can't be giving Canada those opportunities. RJ Barrett walks it across now for Canada. Dort, screen from Birch left side. Brooks gets to the elbow, a jump stop, fading away. That's a nice move. Dante Exum couldn't keep up, and Dylan Brooks has Canada up by 6. He's fired up. Greece built a brick house on Paris earlier. Yeah, there were 2 in the last 30 seconds, 2 threes that they missed. Giannis Antetokounmpo had a chance to tie the game with about 25 seconds left, and he missed the 3. USA would beat Australia badly. I mean, I think USA is probably going to go undefeated. But I think Canada, again, I already said, Canada I think has the best chance to beat them. Then France, and then this Australia team. To the corner, Barrett left alone. He hits the three-pointer. RJ Barrett makes it a 9-point lead. Australia has to call a timeout. 81-72. 5:09 to play. Canada absolutely holding their own. Just over 5 minutes to play. Germany, France, who will win? I think France. I think France is one of the best teams in these Olympics. Victor Wembanyama had a big game against Brazil in a comeback win, and the home fans were absolutely loving it. And I think that really helped France. The home crowd was electric in that game against Brazil. They're showing Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's shot chart right now, which you can also find on FIBA.basketball. He has not attempted a three. He's just taken all these mid-range shots, and he's 8 of 9 for 16 points. France did almost lose to Brazil, but they looked good toward the end of the game. Germany could do better against USA than Australia could. Yeah, I mean, Germany's got a pretty good team, and they're feeling good after winning gold at the World Cup last year to qualify. South Sudan has the chance to beat USA. 9-point lead in this situation is big. Yeah, going into the back half of the fourth quarter, being up 9 is where you want to be. France has no point guard, that is true. Yeah, France doesn't really have a true point guard. Aaron Guillen Suarez, welcome to the FIBA YouTube membership. Reminder that all viewers can do the same by clicking join on the FIBA YouTube homepage starting at just 99 cents per month. Receive all sorts of exclusive rewards in the FIBA community. Shai would attempt a step back three. Yeah, he's just taking the mid-ranges today. Under 185, that's looking pretty good right now. th turnover. Dante Exum was out of bounds. Australia has not played the cleanest of games. 81-72. Jamal Murray with it at the free throw line. He's got Mills on him, and Jamal Murray takes on contact with a 13-footer just inside the free throw line. It's a double-digit lead. I think Dennis Schroeder and the backcourt of Germany can lead them to the win over France. Yeah, I mean, I would not be surprised at all if Germany can beat France. Josh Giddey misses a three. Landale the offensive rebound, though. Exum steps into it. That's good. Dante Exum, not really known as a shooter, but he hits the three from the top of the key. Does Japan have a chance? Japan just plays with some fire, don't they? Japan with guards that are 5'6" and 5'8" that make a difference on the court. I think Keisei Tominaga should get more playing time. One of the greatest shooters we've seen in college basketball in the United States. Absolutely love his style of play. He gets the fans all riled up. They look inside for Landale. Count the basket. Jock Landale makes it an 8-point game. It goes against RJ Barrett. Landale makes the free throw. 85-78 as we head to the last few minutes of this game. This has been a great game between Canada and Australia, as we expected. We knew this would be a close game coming into it. Jock Landale now with 14 points and 12 rebounds. He had 20 and 9 against Spain. Shai should be in now. He is back on the floor, bringing the ball up for Canada. And Kem Birch was left alone under the basket. All alone, an easy layup for Kem Birch. 9-point lead. Giddey, a runner, somehow missed it. Heads up play by Birch to knock it off the rim. Yeah, this has been an incredible game. Back and forth since the get-go. Australia opened with a lead in that high-scoring first quarter. Gilgeous-Alexander, there's the step-back three you guys wanted, but he missed it off the heel. Giddey finds Mills. Numbers for Australia. Exum kick out. Daniels step to the left. He missed the three. Oh, a miscommunication between Barrett and Murray, but Canada able to keep it alive. Tallest player on the court right now for Canada is 6'8". It's Kem Birch. Dort tries a three, too strong. Long rebound right into the hands of Exum. Still a 9-point lead. Nobody's scored in almost a minute. The head coach for Canada, Jordi Fernandez, looking on with his team up 87-78. 2 minutes and 12 seconds to go. Giddey at the free throw line. They should start wasting the time. Yeah, Canada can start taking longer possessions. I mean, they've done it so far this game. A pretty nice job of taking their time in the possessions. Giddey now with 19 points. He makes the second free throw. 87-79. And now Giddey, an offense for defense substitution. He's replaced by Josh Green. Just over 2 minutes to go. Josh Giddey with 2 personal fouls, but they don't want him in on defense. Instead, Josh Green replaces him, but Giddey has the first seat on the bench, so he's ready to come back in whenever it's needed. Gilgeous-Alexander, 7 on the shot clock. Dort, kick to Barrett. He'll try a three. That's off the rim. Mills, a good box out of Dylan Brooks. Mills races the other way. He's picked up Gilgeous-Alexander on the right wing. Daniels, up high. Back to Mills. 10 to shoot. Free throw line fadeaway. It's blocked. Barrett coming down the other way. He went up for a dunk, and he gets fouled by Josh Green. A minute 32 to go. RJ Barrett at the line, shooting 2. Josh Giddey checks back in. How many points does SGA have? Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has 16 points. RJ Barrett leading the way for Canada. He's got 24. He goes 1 for 2 at the free throw line that time. Yeah, whoever said that Australia would have turnovers in the second half, that was an impressive call. Because I said it was the speed that would do it for Canada in the second half and get them to this lead. And it was the speed, but I mean, a lot of people would be able to tell that. But knowing that Australia would be turning the ball over at this rate is an impressive call. Couple of substitutions made for each team. It is 88-79. Just over a minute to go in this game. We'll see if Australia can pull off a late comeback. But not looking good. Dwight Powell makes it an 11-point lead, back out to double digits. Yeah, it's been a few minutes since Australia had a bucket. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander with an alley-oop, and Dwight Powell, going up top for it. Australia committing crucial turnovers. Yeah, when you can't have turnovers, that's when they've been doing it. And the fouls, too. Late in the game, you just can't have those fouls, and that's what Australia has done. Sam Antonio, it was you saying Australia would turn the ball over in the second half. That is a great call by you. Giving Canada easy looks at the free throw line, and defense turns into offense when you turn it over at this rate. So Australia still has a matchup with Greece on the horizon. Canada will still play Spain. Again, with Australia likely falling to 1-1. They are by no means eliminated. The top 2 teams out of each group, as well as the top 2 third-place teams, will make it into the knockout stage. So they're not going anywhere just yet. But a big win for Canada likely to improve to 2-0. Just need Canada to win by 7 or more. They're wasting time right now. Jamal Murray just holding out the clock. 10 on the shot clock, 40 on the game clock. Yeah, Spain can still end 2-1 with a win over Australia. Brooks fires at the shot clock buzzer. It's off. Daniels comes in for the rebound. So Canada can go undefeated in group play if they're able to beat Spain. Oh, I meant Spain can go 2-1 if they beat Canada. My apologies. How many minutes left? We're down to 0 seconds. Late in the game, and Canada just dribbles out the clock. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander takes off the final seconds, and that will do it. The final score is 93-83 as Dylan Brooks makes a 3 at the last second. It looked like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander would just dribble out the clock, but instead, Dylan Brooks hits a 3 to end this game, and we come to a final. 93-83. Canada improves to 2-0. Australia falls to 1-1 here in group play. It's a 10-point win for the Canadians. We'll take a look at the final stats before we sign off. We'll start with the winners, Canada. Luguentz Dort, 11 points. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 80% on field goals for 16 points. RJ Barrett leading the way, 24 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists. And Dylan Brooks had 16 points. On the other side for Australia, Josh Giddey, 19 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists. Dyson Daniels with 10 points. Dante Exum had 15. Jock Landale, 16 point, 12 rebound, double-double. But Canada comes out on top, 93-83. That will do it for Group A play today and this FIBA chat party. I'm Michael Cerroti saying I'll see you when I see you. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.